More local, more meaningful. This is News 9.
Some are calling it a high school prank that went too far.
A dozen trees, some in remembrance of students who lost their lives, were cut down at Woodward High School. Doug Warner just returned from Woodward, and Doug, police are calling it an outright felony.
You are right. One tree was planted the same year the school was built back in 1977. Others planted in honor of students who never got to graduate, only because their lives were sadly cut short.
I mean, it's really upsetting, you know. I mean, it kind of brings back the whole day, you know, when it happened, when his accident happened.
A decade ago, Woodward High senior Eric Tiscareno was killed in a car accident while on spring break. The school honored his family and his memory by planting one of these trees.
It's a symbol, just like the American flag is for the United States. It's a symbol for, you know, families that went through here and heartache that's been felt.
12 trees in all were cut down overnight.
I can't think of anything that has happened in our community that could match this, that would bring so much outrage.
Police say arrests are imminent, thanks in part to surveillance video that captured up to 5 suspects using chainsaws and an axe.
You can't argue with the video.
Limbs, pine cones, and pine needles litter the school's entrance as families make their way inside to the annual all-sports banquet.
It's going to be a little somber in there tonight because of these actions.
It's the same banquet where Eric Tiscareno's abilities are being remembered, his number 11 long retired, and his hustle and determination honored by an annual basketball award.
I think that whoever did this, they didn't know what the trees were there for, and I think they just did it as a prank.
A prank that robbed Eric's sister and mother, something they've cherished since his death 10 years ago.
She would drive by and look at the tree, and now it's not there, so she has nothing to look at.
Now, even though Eric's family truly feels the suspects may not have known about the meaning of these trees, police feel otherwise. They say they may not have to look very far for suspects, and that the people they're looking for likely did know the purpose of those trees. Back to you.
All right, Doug. The school plans to replace the trees and rededicate them. They're also offering a $1,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest.
It was a day filled with tears at One Metro High School. Students are dealing with the tragic loss of 2 friends killed in a car accident. Kirsten McIntyre joins us live from Edmond Memorial with more on how the young men are being remembered.
Amy, Charles Harris and Eric Reuter were both juniors here at Edmond Memorial. Today, many of their classmates spoke with grief counselors about how to cope, and they also visited the spot where the young men lost their lives.
Charlie, I will never forget you and all the memories we have since Orvis. Thanks for all the laughs. I'll miss you. I love you.
They are words from the heart to a friend Terry Mitchell will never see alive again. But for Terry and many of her classmates, it's their way of paying respect to lives lost at such a young age.
You see them every day, but you don't even think about it till something happens. You know, elementary school, and then middle school, and then high school. You never think anything like this would ever happen.
I just wanted to see the spot. Just kind of eye-opening. It's just so real that someone's life could just be gone that fast, just instantly. Makes you think.
Charles Harris and Eric Reuter died early Saturday morning when their car ran off the road and struck this tree. Their car was a mangled mess.
It's just a sad thing to wake up to.
Ellen Townsend's front yard has become a makeshift memorial to Charles and Eric. Since the accident, a steady stream of mourners has gathered on her property. But it's land she says she no longer considers her own.
It just belongs to, you know, their emotions, and, you know, that's all we can do, you know, just. We didn't know the young men, so it's just whatever they want to do. It's just, you know, it's fine with us.
And for right now, just being here seems to be enough.
You never think anything's going to happen to you, and then something like this happens and makes you think you're not invincible.
And students will get another reminder of that on Wednesday. That's the day funerals for both boys will be held. Amy?
All right, Kirsten, the school's principal says grief counselors will continue to be there for the students if they need anything.
A group of parents say workers at an Oklahoma City gas station are harassing black kids who come into the store. Parents say the store's owner has even flashed several handguns at the kids. Nick Winkler is live near the gas station where parents say they're going to fight back. Nick?
Kelly, protesters say they're going to march up and down this street. They are not happy with the Shamrock gas station behind me, but the station's owner says any protest out here would be out of line.
I don't know. He got bad temper.
Kids say at one convenience store, green is welcome, but black is not.
the kids feel like it's racism. Let me just put it that way.
Larry Hill says he and 24 other parents will carry signs and protest in front of James Focus's gas station. Hill says Focus shortchanges and harasses black kids like 10-year-old Tashira.
Or he'll just take his gun out and polish it, and when you come out the store, he'll put the gun back.
Focus does keep a gun at the store and kicks thieves out no matter their skin color. And he says many of the kids cannot count, so he helps them make correct change.
I judge people, individuals, and for who they are and how they behave. When they come in my store, I expect them to behave in a certain manner.
Many of Focus's 500 daily customers are black or Hispanic. None we talk to think the protesters are legitimate.
I've been coming here on and off 2 years. He's treated everybody the same.
Exactly, they steal. There's too many kids that come in, 2 and 3 at a time. You can't watch them all.
Hill says he confronted Focus earlier today.
And he was basically cursed out and was told to get out of my store. I said, get out of my store now.
He walked up in front of all my customers and started arguing with me and telling me I'm a racist. Well, I asked him to leave.
Focus says the kids are still welcome inside, 2 at a time, but says the protests and racial accusations are not welcome. And protesters say they will be out here Wednesday or Thursday. They're not sure yet, but the station's owner says if they get too close, he will call police. Kelly?
All right, good job, Nick. 2 years ago, Focus started a food pantry to help feed poorer people and is angered that anyone would question his commitment to the community.
We are now in the final days of Terry Nichols' state trial. The judge over the case, Stephen Taylor, says the defense is close to resting their case. So far, they've questioned 69 witnesses in the past 8 days of the trial. That's compared to the 151 witnesses prosecutors questioned over 29 days. We expect the defense to wrap up by Wednesday, sending the case to the jury by early next week.
It's now illegal for gas stations and convenience stores to sell pills containing pseudoephedrine. That's the main ingredient used to cook methamphetamine. We wanted to see if stores in Oklahoma are breaking the law, so we spent the day with the drug task force down in Duncan. They made surprise visits to several stores, and every one they checked out was following the law and had the tablets removed from the shelves.
We have interviewed some people that are involved in the methamphetamine manufacture, and it certainly has made an impact on the availability of the pills.
Here in Oklahoma City, U.S. Representative Brad Carson is urging Congress to follow Oklahoma's lead. He wants to pass a national meth bill similar to ours.
And next on News 9, a mother and her 11-month-old daughter found murdered. The father sentenced to death.
There might be, in fact, with this evidence that we've uncovered, a reasonable doubt to this man's guilt.
Plus, the state championships are on the diamond. And Gary?
As we check out Viper radar, we see no precipitation in Oklahoma. Thunderstorms a few in Kansas, probably a few more tonight in Kansas. We'll check it all out in a few minutes.
And my 2 cents on a Colin Powell flashback when we return.
More local, more meaningful. You're watching News 9 at 10.